What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another duel video. So in this week's duel, and this will not be a weekly thing, so don't ask me, mainly due to the fact that I really hate editing these duel videos. I really do, guys, but the show must go on. So in this week's duel, we got Kaiju Dino versus my hero deck. Buddy JoJo is back on the channel with his new and improved Kaiju Dino. Like this video and comment in the comment section down below if you guys want to see a deck profile, and I'll see if I can get that from him this upcoming Thursday. Now, this video was filmed in our locals last week, not this week, and this was just a fun game. He, JoJo being the crap talker he is, said, "Hey man, you want to get your butt kicked online again?" I'm like, "Sure, why not? Let's play." So he challenged me to a duel. I accepted because, for one, he's a good player, and for two, his deck is a bad matchup for my hero deck. Literally, at a majority of the games we play, it literally depends on who wins the die roll, and even then, I have a hard time for his deck. His variant specifically because he main decks the Kaiju engine, and you guys already know Dinos as a deck is really good at breaking boards, but with the Kaiju engine, it gives it that extra push to pretty much break almost any board and have a good matchup against almost any deck in the meta. The downfall is, however, you can brick, which does happen in this game. But he wanted die roll. He made me go first. I did the hero lives. Left from work. Once again, the guys already know I go to locals directly after work, and this was directly after the tournament, so I was already mentally exhausted from my games early in the day, and I was tired from work, so I made a questionable field. I feel like I could have made a way better field. Not that it would have mattered this game. I had the hero lives. You guys see the E-call in my hand. And after I started comboing off, I had a Fusion Destiny. I'm like, what was I doing, bro? I felt like I could have made a way bigger board than I did. And then I thought about it, like, hold on, wait, I did Fusion Destiny. And if I didn't Fusion Destiny, I could have went for a play of Sunriser and Plasma. I was just trying to go off, honestly, just me being me, trying to see what I can do. I really need to practice my own combos more, but that's an error and a flaw in my characteristic of playing this game, because when I get tired, lazy, and sleepy, I just mess up just like anybody else. So I was trying to figure out what I was trying to go with my field. The end goal was, of course, to get Plasma Darklaw, because Plasma Darklaw, like I said, against the majority of the decks, if they don't have an out, they lose. Like, even against his deck, if I go first and he don't draw one of his 1,000 outs, 90% of the time I win. But like I said, his deck, he mains the Nibiru, he mains the all the hand traps, he mains the Kaiju engine. It's just really against my deck, and there's not really much I can do. So I just decided to set, and I was debating, like, what do I want to do? I'm like, okay, I just go for a Darklaw, Dread, doesn't matter, which seems to be a pretty solid play against, like I said, any other normal deck that's not running Kaijus. And I just passed, and he drew for his turn. So my main phase, I'm like, I don't really have anything. What are you gonna do, sir? And he goes for Interrupt Kaiju Slumber, and that's the cookie crumbles right there. Now, this is the biggest flaw with the hero deck, as you guys can see right here, which is why people call the deck a glass cannon. And it's because of, if your opponent has Lightning Storm, which is a popular card in the meta, destruction cards like Interrupt Kaiju Slumber, which don't get ran that much. I haven't seen the Kaiju engine on a competitive scene in a while. I mean, you see it siding in here and there. But yeah, it's against stuff like that. Like, even if he was running like the Dino builds that did good and the most recent regionals and YCS that run like triple Lightning Storm, I was screwed regardless. Like, there was literally nothing I can do. It actually got me considering to main deck some protection for stuff like that. One card I was considering was My Body as a Shield in the main deck, just for all the destruction that this format has to offer. Only downfall is I have to draw into it, and considering my deck is already heavy on a lot of combo pieces, I don't want to start adding more control pieces to kind of stop my deck. So all over the place, brainstorming, things of that nature. I've even considered just saying, forgetting main deck and triple solemn judgment, considering I'm making a go first deck for this format. Because honestly, if I open up like a solemn judgment, you have to have like double field wipe, and even then, as a hero player, I have to worry about the Nibiru, which 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see Nibiru game 2 and 3. It's just gonna happen. But yeah, just brainstorming. And he's just an OTK right here. There's not really much I could do. He's doing all the right plays, even though he more than likely knew I had Mass Chain set. He didn't take a chance just in case your boy has something. And he's just about to raffle stomp me. I had like 4,000 life points. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. And I was pretty salty, I'm not gonna lie, because every time I play against his deck specifically, every time I win, I get excited because I'm like, okay, this is a deck I have a hard time with, and I feel like if I could beat a deck that truthfully is supposed to beat my deck, I could beat anything. And so when I lose, I'm like, back to the drawing board. But like a lot of you guys said in my community tab, of course, just because you lose against a deck that you might not see in a big event, don't necessarily mean anything, which is true, and that's just learned from my own personal card game experience. It's just me, it's my competitive nature. I don't like to lose to nobody, and it's not a personal thing against him. I don't like to lose. Anybody who plays competitively knows that. And honestly, losing, because this past week, at least, I went to my double tournament at Topical Comics. I did good at the first tournament, screw up the second one, and then this past week at Nearman Games, completely bombed, went 2 and 2, lost against the Alter guys, do some dumb ruling with personal spoofing, and the Alter guys card is like a Call of the Haunted that if I because I went double Twin Twister, the guy chained Call of the Haunted card, chain spoofing, and it was a ruling where he gets to still keep his monster that he called the Haunted. Well, I don't know. I think it's called Artifact Hex. It's a trap card that like brings the artifact, Altergeist monster back. And essentially, I even went on the judges lounge, and it said the ruling works in his favor because of the updated card text for Altergeist. If he changed spoofing, he could shuffle it back and keep the monster. I thought it was the dumbest ruling in the world. I'm like, it doesn't make sense, but whatever. And starting the game too, he drew pretty bad, but he had a lot of, like I said, he had a lot of break my border busts, and that's the only flaw with his deck I can see is just he runs so much hate, like he can just break like he did now. And honestly, if I wasn't playing the deck the way I was playing it, he could have beat me just now. I added Rolling Live-Bird on the screen now because you guys didn't see. He did activate it from his hand, but since it was kind of off camera with the camera angle I currently have, he drilled me after I resolved my Shadow Mist Effect Engrave. And I was sitting here thinking like, dang, now I gotta see if I can OTK him. And half of this little 6-minute section, I'm just brainstorming, what can I do? I consider just summoning Vion. Well, I consider going to increase, dumping Vion, dumping Mally. And I'm like, even then at that point, I can't OTK because if I dump Mally, I can't search with Extra Heroes Cross Crusader. I had Stratos in hand, and if I summon Stratos, I can't search out again. So yeah, Rolling Live-Bird is a real card against hero, guys. It's a real card, but don't worry, I got some spice for that coming in this Thursday. I plan on going undefeated at locals this Thursday, so be on the lookout for anybody who go to my locals and watches this video. I plan on trying to win this Thursday. I haven't won a Thursday locals in a while, and it's really harder to do than the Monday locals, because Thursday locals is single elimination. So if you lose one round, you're out. So at that point, you just might as well just go home. It sucks really bad. And a lot of time, I'm just in here thinking, talking to people, because this is literally like post tournament. I think they're in the final round. I already completed my last round. I finished X1 this day as well. So I did pretty good this week. It was just, in this video, which was filmed last week. But, so I decided to go for increase, summon Vion, dump the Destiny Hero Dynatag. And I figured, you know what, I'll just try to get as much damage as I can on board and pass and hope to beat him on the following turns. I couldn't OTK, I had a Fake Veiler in hand just in case he had his dinosaur monster, the one that you search out any dinosaur card from your deck. I forgot the card's name, don't ask me. So I was in a somewhat solid position. A lot of you guys saw my last video. People are like, Chris, take that Fake Veiler out, just like that card does nothing. And you guys does have a point. It is pretty bad. I'm not even gonna lie, Fake Veiler is pretty bad. It's no infinite impermanence, I can definitely say the least. So I decided to go down attack, pump up my Celestial by 1,000, and I wanted to save my Stratos for the following turn, just in case he does decide to come back and leave me with a little bit of life points left. I'm like, well, he's gonna have to get past this Dark Claw. I'm like, I don't care. Attack for 19, attack for 1,000, getting him down to 61. Decided to also hit him for the 26 with the Celestial. And you guys see that fat mass change in my hand. I was debating, do I want to do it? When I want to do it? I'm like, where is a Super Poly when you need it? It's one of the reasons I run Super Poly in the main deck, guys, because the card comes in clutch. So I decided to go into Dark Line, hit him for 24 as well. So all that got him down to 1,100 life points. I was not able to put damage on board the way I would like to, because being stuck under that Drone Light Bird sucks. So he drew into another card. I believe he drew into a Kaiju Tower. Okay, yeah, he drew into Kaiju Tower, the one that gives you effects. Like I said, his deck's good. It just, a lot of times with those the Kaiju engine and all those hand traps, you run into situations like this where you're gonna have a bad time. And in an 8 to 10 round event like a YCS or regionals, I feel like sometimes you may run out of steam running a lot of hate in your main deck. But it's perfect for, like, decks like that is definitely perfect for locals in a smaller 3 to 4 round event. But like for longer events, consistency is the key to victory, guys. Consistency definitely is the key to victory. But yeah, so he ran over my increase, hit me for 900, and he really didn't have a play because everything in his hand, like, he was thinking about using miscellaneous sources to dump to use his effect, and for he can get in the graveyard, but he realized he couldn't do that because he couldn't do it because of Dark Law, and he was debating could he do that. I'm like, nah, you actually can't do that, only because miscellaneous source says it has to get its effect while he's in a graveyard. It says send to graveyard, and Dark Law is considered banished. So we're just having like a slight rule in dispute, nothing major, you know. We're boys, so it's one of those things where like we're just discussing everything over. And I just read miscellaneous sources just to verify, and he's just reading Dark Law just to verify what it does. People still read Dark Law in 2020. Crazy, right? But to be fair, in his defense though, he wasn't playing back in 2015 when Dark Law was released. So yeah, I know he's gonna watch this video, so just messing with you, man. Just messing with you. Shout out to the Goku Black Toe field center he has, so I was like, that field center is pretty dope. So he decided to scoop it up because at this point it wasn't really nothing he can do. Like, he didn't have a play. Like, Dark Claw was just gonna raffle stuff all over his face, like no contest. So here we go into game 3. Like I said, this deck versus, like, my deck versus his deck, they're both heavily OTK decks, and in a format that's really diverse, it really just goes based on the die roll for OTK type of decks. Literally, whoever goes second has a huge advantage. Typically, go first decks can't set up strong boards, or if they can, the board can be broken very easily. That's the weakness of the OTK deck, which is a fair weakness because, you know, they can just beat you really fast. However, you can't give everything. I mean, you can give decks like Orcus everything, which is what got them on the ban list. However, I definitely don't want my heroes getting broken. I mean, heroes being banned, and some people do want heroes banned. And Dinosaurs at one point was a deck that was limited and or banned as well because triple miscellaneous source was OP. I don't know why they brought it back. I was just saying to myself, actually, because I played against JoJo this past Monday as well. He actually ended up 2-0ing me in the locals, despite the fact that me making him go first one game. He had the outside. Wasn't nothing I could do. I was just thinking to myself, why did they give Dinosaurs back their support? The deck is just so fast and annoying. Like, I hated that deck when it was hot, when it first came out, and I hate it now. It's just, not that it's a bad deck, it's just one of those decks where it's like, I hate playing against it. It's kind of like playing against, like, Chain Burn. It was like, you know you can beat it here and there, but you know it's not in your favor, and it's just like, oh, here come this deck again. Like, I remember the last regionals I went to, I played against like a pure Dino build, non-Kaiju build. It was the build that runs the Dinosaur Field spell that makes them unaffected, and I'm just like, this deck is so freaking annoying. Now, fun fact about this part of the duel right here, he did mention to me that when I bring out Cross Crusader, he drew into the Nibiru. So literally, yeah, Phantasme Thanos Dragon came in clutch for this matchup for him, bro. Clutch, because literally, I could have literally just made this board a plasma, and he would have been in a bad position. But watching him shuffle his hand, he opened up Raigeki, which I'm assuming he sided because I don't really see him main deck that, specifically for my deck, which is like, okay, that's fine. You got the triple Kaiju engine, you got your Regeki, you got your Nibrus. This dude came in packing heat for my hero deck, bro. Like, there was literally nothing I can do. Which, like I said, which is really good. Yes. For a deck that could just OTK off a couple of cards, like, all you really need is the Dinosaur that's 1800 that searches out Miscellaneousaurus, dump Miscellaneousaurus, and just start your engine. It's really dirty, bro. That deck is so annoying. So I'm just thinking, doing my little hero combos, deciding like, do. What am I finna do? Gonna make a Dark Line Plasma for you. Like, I'm just going off like, okay, I'm just gonna do what I can do. More than likely he has the Nibru. Like, if I make a Meteorical board, make it OTK. If I don't make a Meteorical board, I'm gonna get Nibru. I'm like, either way, I'm screwed. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just gonna do what I can do. If he has an out, he has an out. Whatever, bro. Like, sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh, you just have to accept that some decks are just better than yours. Not better than yours in the sense of heroes versus dinosaurs. I personally believe heroes have more of an advantage against the meta versus dinosaurs, because dinosaurs, like I said, they have a bricking problem. Even with the pure builds, they have somewhat of a bricking problem. It's just too OTK or bust. Where heroes, on the other hand, make an amazing first turn board that can negate, banish, does all that stuff. Dark Law beats like 90% of the meta if they don't have an out to it. Yeah, I think heroes is a solid deck in general. Plasma, I mean, the list go on. Like, the deck is just good. It's just one of those things where it's like certain matchups, and with my 18 years of playing competitive card games, like certain matchups, you just have to accept that you're just gonna lose, and you just gotta let the cookie crumble with that. And I've honestly, even though I hate to say it, JoJo, because I know you're watching this, JoJo, I just learned to accept that heroes cannot beat Kaiju Dinos. Like, on a consistency basis, I'm at a huge disadvantage playing against that deck. And that's okay. And I think a lot of you guys can actually learn from that statement, because because at the end of the day, the way I view things as a card game player, no matter what game I play, whether if it was Naruto back in my pro days, whether if it was if it's in Yu-Gi-Oh, whether if it's anything Pokemon, when I did play Pokemon in high school, certain matchups you just have to accept you're gonna lose, and you can't let it bum you out. Because if you go to a big event, I mean, you have your side deck ready, you hope you beat your bad matchups, but you just gotta hope you just don't play against your bad matchups all day, because this is gonna be a crappy day. However, you just gotta go in the event, hold your head up high, knowing, okay, if I play against this deck, I'm gonna more than likely lose. However, I'm not gonna stress it because I played against my bad matchup. I mean, you're supposed to lose some matchups, unless you're just gonna stack or cheat, and that's a whole nother story. But yeah, man, this is a pretty fun game. I'm not even gonna lie, it's always a good game dueling against this guy, testing my deck out, because when you test your deck out against a bad matchup, you learn the matchup. So especially when you learn against a good player, so that way when you play against them in a big event, you get used to it. Like, honestly, like my deck, like if I don't open up Artifact and Lancet against the Dinosaur deck, 90% of the time I'm gonna lose, unless I'm playing his build and he's just gonna anti-meta me with every side deck card and in the game for heroes that just craps on the deck. But yeah, man, this video is coming currently to a close. So I'm gonna say, post your thoughts and opinions about this duel video in the comment section down below. Like the video if you guys are new here, and subscribe for more. I'm uploading duel videos. I'm gonna try to do them once or twice a month, like. And I don't mind editing these type of videos. I know I said in the beginning of the video I hate editing the duel videos. It's just one of those things, you know, with me working an 8-hour job, and I'm on my job site for like 9 hours because of my 45-minute lunch. It gets really tiring post work, and me going to the gym to edit the video, do the commentary, do the life points. It gets really old after a while. So I know some of you guys are, oh, is this an excuse? You're a YouTuber. This is your job, bro. I'm human too, so I'm just admitting my flaws, man. I don't have all that energy like I used to back in my early 20s. So yeah, man, just post your thoughts and opinions about this video in the comment section down below. Like the video if you're new here, man, and subscribe for more. This is your boy Rogue here. I'm gonna leave you guys with the remaining of the duel video with some music, and I'm signing out, man. Peace and stay innovative. Dude says you guys have a good day.